I think around...
Is that old 4th of July or showing up?
I bet you the first one will show up around July 4th. So it's about that time. It's the time for the IRS train wreck of the week. This is the segment of the show where I talk about somebody who came in and they were literally a train wreck. They had all kinds of tax debt. They didn't know what to do. The IRS was harassing them. And typically, after we get involved, they end up smelling like a rose. This case was no different. This particular gentleman lives in Louisiana. It's always fun to talk to him because he's got a real heavy Cajun accent. Really nice guy. He's in construction. And he ended up, like a lot of construction guys, he ended up getting way behind on his tax debt. His problem started in tax year 2000 and went all the way to tax year 2015. He racked up over $252,000 in tax debt.
No passport for that boy.
Isn't he done by that point? Like he's all exempt because of how old it is?
Well, no, because a tax professional before me got involved and filed all those old tax returns that were older than 6 years. Remember?
Really?
Remember that rule? Like if it's more than 6 years old, you don't have to file the return. Well, somebody before me got a hold of them and filed a whole bunch of old tax returns. And
so now because he filed them, he's subject to deal with all that, right?
Once they're filed, you have to deal with it. So he owed over $252,000. Now, it's important to note that the IRS they don't necessarily need to get all that money from that taxpayer. They're way more involved in a case like this of him just getting back into the system, because you just saw right there in my example, he's been out of the system for 16 years. So what we did is we filed an offer on compromise, and we got him current for 2016. I mean, this was monumental, meaning we got him to pay estimated tax payments for 2016. This was monumental. He had not paid taxes, federal income taxes, for 16 years. So we got him current. We filed the offer on compromise, and we offered some trivial amount. I don't remember, $1,000, $500, something like that. And the IRS didn't take that amount. Okay, that's in all candor. They did not take that super low amount, but they did counter offer $15,340. And my client wasn't absolutely thrilled with it. But once I explained to him that we did the math and that's 6 pennies on the dollar, he got a little chipper. And he decided that that's a pretty darn good deal. You know, $15,000 and change for $252,000.
You think sometimes they forget that original number?
Oh, absolutely, positively. In some of these cases like this, where it went from like $1,000 offer to like $15,000, I had to remind them, like, look, if you can pay that within the terms, which is 5 months from the acceptance of the offer, you need to take that deal. That is the best deal you're ever going to get in your life, and you know, it's unbelievable.
You probably need to bring them in, give them a little visual, like literally have this little piece of drawn poop with $1,000, put it on the wall and go, this is what we're doing. It's probably not going to stick, but we're going to try. You love that, don't you? You weren't expecting that.
I can't even believe you use that word on my show. But anyway.
But that's what you're doing, theoretically.
So this gentleman is very happy, and we did change his life because he's been looking over his shoulder for a long time. He's been really worried about it for a long time. And when push came to shove, when it was explained to him, he's like, yep, I'm going to do what it takes to get it done. We're going to take care of it.
Yeah, because that percentage is ridiculous.
So I'm really happy for him, you know.